Tom Downey here for NFL Daily by Chat Sports, breaking down the latest news and rumors around the NFL. And we're going to begin with the Kyler Murray drama after his agent earlier today put out a very lengthy statement asking for a variety of things, saying a lot of stuff that in the end is Kyler Murray wants to get paid. He is now asking officially, the Murray camp and Murray's agent, for the Cardinals to pay Kyler Murray. This report, by the way, or a report alongside of it, says that Murray's camp sent a proposal over about a week and a half ago with no response. This is the statement in full from Kyler Murray's agent. Now, I ain't going to read all that. I'm sorry if it happened to you or happy if it was a good thing. This is in the end a lot of words to say, show me the money. That's what Kyler Murray's camp wants. He wants to get paid and get paid in a big way now that he is extension eligible. Now, my suspicion is that Murray wants big-time money. I don't know if he's going to get Mahomes' money. I don't know if he's even asking for Mahomes' money. But I do think he's going to be asking for Josh Allen to Deshaun Watson, money that's $40+ million a year and somewhere around the 130, 140 or above in terms of guaranteed money. And that is a lot of money for a QB with, admittedly, not the best success overall. My guess is that Murray's camp is going to open negotiations asking for at least Josh Allen money. That's going to be the minimum that they request. They're going to be like, hey, we want this figure. We believe he is a franchise QB. You spent the number 1 overall pick on my client. Pay him as such. Now, with that in mind, and we'll spend some more time here on Kyler and his play as of late, what is the most that you would pay Kyler Murray per year? It's, I believe, going to be pretty damned expensive. So head down to the comments and let me know. What is the most you would pay Kyler per year? This will be the pinned comment, by the way, on today's video. So if you get the ad break here on YouTube, I want you to take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know the most you'd pay Kyler per year. The red flag for Arizona is this. Murray has all the talent in the world, fantastic arm, he's got great athletic ability. He was at his best this year, but he regressed down the stretch. And this has been a problem in a Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler in the past. Plus, there's no Lamar Jackson deal, by the way. The last 7 games for Kyler Murray were not good. Now, maybe it was the injury. That's a very valid concern that maybe it was the ankle was still bothering him. But Murray's play in the last 7 games is not worth $40 million. First 8, yeah, I think you're happy with that level of production. He's lucky he didn't fumble more, but that includes, by the way, the stats here, the playoff game, which was a disaster for Kyler Murray and Arizona. Now, the regular season, he made plenty of plays. I get that. He was an MVP candidate to begin the year. Then he got hurt. The Cardinals collapsed, and I think there is angst from ownership about paying Kyler Murray. Here's my big question. If you are Steve Keim, if you're the GM, surely there's no way that you get another chance to take a QB and a head coach. You've had so many chances already, and you failed far too often. So if you're Steve Keim, I would assume you're trying to pay Kyler because otherwise you're not going to get a new QB. You're going to get fired. You got to keep your job, which makes me wonder if ownership is a little bit iffy on Kyler Murray in terms of paying him at this point. So will Arizona cave, or will Kyler potentially hold out? I think that's a real possibility this offseason. Type Y for yes and for no. Will the Cardinals pay Murray this offseason? Speaking of Kyler and other NFL players, there are jerseys on sale under $90 at chatsports.com/jersey deal. Both men's and women's, by the way. Put that link in the comment section, the description of today's video as well. A lot of jerseys are available. Not every player, but there are some for every team. There's something I'm sure you will like. So check the comment section and the description. chatsports.com/jersey deal. Let's go to the Dolphins. A unique report from Pro Football Talk says that the Dolphins had planned and explored hiring Sean Payton as head coach and signing Tom Brady this offseason. Now, there are some, in the own report, some conflicting info. Sounds like outside of Miami, that was the basis of the reports for PFT. Dolphin sources told Florio that the Brady interest was in making him a minority owner. And there I will make note that he is reportedly tight with Bruce Beal, one of the limited partners in Miami, who is apparently viewed as a future owner in the event Stephen Ross ever decides to sell the team. Now remember, the Dolphins allegedly wanted Brady back in 2020. That was the QB who happened to show up on Stephen Ross's boat as part of the Brian Flores lawsuit. Flores says that was an unnamed QB. Reports have been that it's Brady. Now, of course, Miami did not do this. They did not get Sean Payton. Tom Brady has retired, and they hired Mike McDaniel to make Tua their franchise QB, to develop him beyond what he's done so far in his young NFL career. Makes it a very interesting idea, and the Dolphins sources say that, well, they put this on hold because they're not sure if Brady's going to actually stay retired. So what do you think as it relates to Brady? Will he play again in the NFL? Type 1 for yes, at least 1 year, or type in 0 for no, he will not. Now, the other part of this report was from the Sean Payton side of things, that the plan was scrapped after the Brian Flores lawsuit. They said, no, we're not going to do this, and reportedly, the Saints declined the Dolphins' request to interview Sean Payton. Now, Payton is under contract with New Orleans, so the Saints have that right to do so. I think Payton does want to take a year off. So this could have been Sean doesn't want to go to Miami, so he told the Saints, nah, don't worry about it. I'm not going to go anywhere this year. And Amazon apparently wants to make Sean Payton a very highly paid person to do broadcasting, which he's never really done before. So the Sean Payton rumors next offseason will be back in a big, big way, and we're here for you right now. Daily NFL and NBA videos as well. The March to 300,000 is underway here at Chat Sports. If you haven't already, join us. Free videos every single day on everything going on around the NFL. J.C. Jackson now, producer Jack in shambles over this one. ESPN reports the Patriots' odds of franchise tagging J.C. Jackson is low, which I find fairly shocking given the level of play out of Jackson in recent years. I believe he's one of the best NFL free agents, and on the open market, if he hits there, he's going to command all of the money. His 2021 coverage stats, a little high on the yards, sure, but under 50%, 8 interceptions, and 23 pass breakups. That's fairly awesome, and not fairly, that just straight up is awesome production of a guy that I believe is a number one corner. At some level, you can argue almost every team would have interest in some capacity in J.C. Jackson. Here are 5 I think could make some sense. The Raiders with the Josh McDaniels connection there. The Seahawks have money to spend. The Jets have the need and the money. Pittsburgh, if they want to move on from Joe Hayden, that fits. And the Niners, you trade Jimmy Garoppolo and give that money to J.C. Jackson. I think it's a pretty decent idea. The cost, though, will be tremendous. I would argue Jackson on the open market could exceed $20 million. Now, I don't know if he's going to get it, but if a bidding war begins, that's why free agency gets out of control sometimes. But at minimum, isn't he just as good as a Marlon Humphrey, a Marshawn Lattimore? I would argue yes. That's why I would be so surprised and show surprise with the report that the Patriots don't plan on tagging J.C. Jackson. He's their best corner. Look, I like Jonathan Jones. He's a good football player. I love him in the nickel. He's awesome. But if you don't have J.C. Jackson, I would argue that corner now becomes the Patriots' single biggest need. Are you banking on Shaun Wade, Joe Jawan Williams, Miles Bryant? If those guys are your number 2, maybe that makes some sense at that level. But Jalen Mills cannot be your number 1. Do you trust Jonathan Jones to be an outside corner? Maybe. But moving on from J.C. Jackson, I think would be a mistake. So what do you think? Where will J.C. Jackson sign this offseason? Is it New England? Do they tag him or extend him? Or does he leave for greener pastures in terms of money elsewhere? Sound off. Make your predictions for me in the comments right now. Aaron Rodgers remains in the headlines as no decision made, although the reports say soon quote unquote. There has been growing buzz in recent weeks since the year ended that, return to Green Bay actually could be the case. The reports of an extension making him the highest paid QB in the NFL, which is Aaron Rodgers. You would expect that the back-to-back NFL MVP can exceed the Patrick Mahomes contract, right? Like, that certainly makes sense. $50 million has been thrown out there. Rodgers himself has disputed that, but I get it. And if you're Green Bay, if you want to win games right now, make no mistake, Aaron Rodgers is your best chance at being able to do that. So of the three options that Rodgers now faces, which one will he choose? Type P for play for the Packers, T for he's going to demand a trade, or R for he's going to just head off into retirement. Get your predictions in for me in the comments right now. Combine is here. However, three of the more notable players, potential first-round picks, are not going to be working out. Evan Neal, first up here, a potential first overall selection in large part because players listed at 6'7", 350 do not move like Evan Neal does. Most humans, let alone their weight and height, cannot move like Evan Neal does. The upside's intriguing, plus a team like Jacksonville is in the market for offensive line help. He will instead work out at his pro day. Matt Corral, not ready to go, throwing, I should say, after his ankle injury in the Sugar Bowl, which the interviews are going to matter a lot for all these guys. The medical will too. I'm curious if Corral weighs in at all, where he's at that front. I'll also make note that Corral, he would have done great at the Combine. That Combine event fits his play style very well. Also not working out, the biggest potential red flag here is Derek Stingley. Les Frank injury this past year robbed him of most of his season. Back-to-back years, he's missed a lot of time. He will try to work out at his pro day. If he doesn't run there, I know he's a great athlete, but the injury concerns remain valid at this point for a guy who looked like a locked top 5 pick after an incredible freshman season. I'll be posting Combine videos consistently on my Twitter since we cannot put them on YouTube. So hit me up on Twitter at WhatGoingDowney for Combine videos all throughout this week's process.